Hey guys, it's another heretic, or Brother Nathan, whichever you prefer. All is quiet on the Western Front as we prepare war with Iran. And if I haven't said it in a video yet, I sure have probably written about it on one of my two Facebook pages, which you guys should follow. You can look up Another Heretic, or you can just look up my name. But I've been talking about, and it's really no surprise if you've been paying any sort of attention to alternative news sources, that we're preparing to go to war with Iran. And I believe that part of the reason the Epstein files were dropped, when they were and how they were, was to basically push Trump more into that direction, because he has been dragging his feet for quite some time and resisting the Zionist call. However, I think that it was always inevitable, but I think that they did that to push Trump further into that decision. And I think also they did it when they did and how they did to distract us from the other major issue on the horizon, which is the war. So we cannot lose sight of these two related and very important things. Okay? We always have to keep talking about Epstein and not let this fall out of our collective consciousness. We have to keep this issue on the forefront of everyone's minds and organize around it. And we also have to resist and oppose this war with Iran. It could be absolutely devastating. And like I said, I think it's inevitable. So, all of that to say that lately, coming off of that huge rush of anger and outrage over the contents of the files, despite knowing that this stuff has been going on for centuries, like I said before, it's one thing to know about it, but it's another thing to have your worst fears confirmed. You don't want these things to be true, even though you know or suspect that they are. And I've been quiet lately, and I've been really meditating. And despite everything that's been going on, I have been reminded that these wicked bastards will die someday, and they will face judgment. They may not find judgment on this side of the dirt, but once they give their final breath, eventually they will stand before the Almighty, and they will have to give an answer for their atrocities, for their genocides, for their rapings, for their sacrifices, for their deceptions, for their murders, for their witchcraft. And they will be, I believe, annihilated. Likewise, all of those who continue to insist that this is all a hoax, or that the guilty parties or the implicated parties are somehow, despite the mountain of allegations and evidence, somehow these people who still insist that there's nothing to see here, they also will have to give an account for their stupidity. And I believe that they also will be annihilated if they don't repent. So really, despite these wars and rumors of wars, and despite the fact that these vampires have been exposed for the hideous monsters that they are, we can rest assured that they will see justice someday. And this is the patience of the saints. Keep up your hope. Keep praying. Keep fasting. For this kind of demon can only be expelled with prayer and fasting. And someday, they will fall, and great will be the house. Or great will be the fall and the destruction of that house, for they built not their house upon the words of Christ. So, take heart.